Dangers of psychic reception. And time and again I admonish you to love, because only love will awaken the spirit within you to life so that it can manifest itself. You ought to know that the Spirit's manifestation is of incalculable value for you, because then you will receive my word in all its purity, since I myself will be able to speak to you through the Spirit. You should know that love activates spiritual powers in you which you have always possessed but which lay buried within you since your past apostasy from me. Thus, the higher you ascend through love, the more these spiritual forces will develop again, and your nature will change once more into the original being that you were at the beginning when you were still in my image, supremely perfect entities which were able to be creative and active like me for their blissful happiness. You relinquished love of your own free will, and must voluntarily strive for love again. You must open yourselves to my illumination of love so that my spirit will flow into you again, and thus all past abilities will awaken to life, and you will enter into active communication with me once more. However, I also want you to know that my adversary will try to influence you in the same way. He, too, would like to express himself through you and could succeed if you submit yourselves to him. Then he will be able to take possession of you and transfer his will onto you. Then you will also be able to speak, but what you say will be a jumble of thoughts which will lack all clarity, and you will not benefit from it. And therefore, I seriously caution you against submitting yourselves in weakness of will to spiritual powers which misuse you. I warn you against psychic communications which you humans often cannot distinguish but which always denote a danger, which cannot be called the working of the Spirit but are simply messages from different spheres of the spiritual world and only rarely guarantee the pure truth. Even people who are still far removed from love are able to receive psychic communications, for as soon as they submit themselves in weakness of will to a spiritual power they will be possessed by it, and they won't offer any resistance if these powers come from the lower spheres of the spiritual world. But anyone who ignites the flame of love within himself will inevitably establish contact between his spiritual spark and me, the eternal Father Spirit. And this person can only pass on truth. He actually receives my word. He is addressed by me directly and can only be taught the truth. And I would like to warn all of you through this word that you should not believe every spirit, that you should turn to me myself and only appeal to me for truth. You should not ask questions, you should not desire to know that which my wisdom keeps hidden from you, you should not ask these spirits about earthly matters. You should only ever trustingly come to me with all your concerns, and I will truly answer you through your heart, if only you pay attention to your thoughts, your inner impulses and intentions. Then I will speak through your heart to you, and you will truly not need advice from spirits of whom you don't know to which sphere they belong, for they disguise themselves well, and you will often consider them good spirits, whereas in fact they only cause confusion and try to stop people from their direct communication with their Father of eternity. I so gladly want to speak to my children, but I can only do so if you shape yourselves into love, because only love can speak to love. Hence you should all come directly to me and, by just sincerely uniting with me and listening attentively, you will also hear me myself within you, you will be able to enter into a dialogue with me and even problems you entrust to me will clearly resolve themselves. And if you live a life of love, my voice within you will become increasingly clearer, for then the spiritual spark within you will be addressed by its eternal Father Spirit and audibly reveal itself to you. But don't think that you will receive my communication in a roundabout way if love is not within you as yet. The working of the Spirit and psychic receptions must be distinguished from each other. Admittedly, each time a spiritual force is at work, but just as there is light and darkness, the forces of light will also always have to fight against the forces of darkness. Light is where love can be found, and therefore love alone determines the degree of truth which forms the basis of these spiritual messages. And love approaches me directly, since I am eternal love. Love resists communications which do not originate from eternal love itself. And eternal love wants to be in direct contact with you. I want to be addressed by you yourselves so that I can also speak to you myself. And that is the working of my Spirit within you, which I constantly announce to you with the words, I will send you the Comforter, the Spirit of Truth. Love is everything, and only through love can you unite yourselves with me. And I want to receive this love from you, and truly, you will be guided into all truth. Amen.